Ranking the best AKA cards in Madden 24. We're back here with the new tier list, and today we're going to be ranking every single one of the AKA cards. Now, I do plan on updating this as well when the final AKA drops, or when we get another token to where we can get a free player. But today, as I'm recording this, they made the set requirement only 30 tokens, not 60. So you could potentially get one of the non-LTD AKA players for a B&D player. I'm going to be going over my thoughts on every single one of them. And also, you should be able to get this by just completing your solo challenges. Don't need to buy a bundle or anything like that. And the tiers we got today, we got who I think are best choices and probably the smartest things to do, potential choices where I could see why you would, and then we got good card, bad choice. I'll explain what that means, and then we just got a bad choice of the B&D player. And we're gonna get started with these 87s right here, and I'm gonna make it super easy. It's just from a value standpoint at this point in the game, it's just not there. These cards just aren't valuable anymore, and you shouldn't get one of these for B&Ds. Honestly, I think almost every single one of them are dated. Maybe Big Cat and Deion Sanders have a little bit of value of still like pretty decent cards, but again, like there's just really, these are just bad choices. And now we're gonna be going over every single one of the 88 overalls. First one we got right here is Slim Reaper. Receiver with 87 speed at this point. We're getting people with 92 speed. So for me, Slim Reaper is once again gonna be a bad choice. Now after that, we have Gronk. Gronk, I think, is a good card. 86 speed, again, a little bit lower at this point. 6'6", 268. From a route running standpoint, has 85 short, hits that 90 tier for medium. But the big thing on Gronk, the reason why you would choose him, he's still the only like really good run blocking tight end in the game. He beats every single tight end by 10 plus run block, which is still kind of crazy. So he's going to be our first card where I think he's a good card, but it's a bad choice to choose him because, again, I just don't think like the 88s are really that valuable. And right after that, we got Pat Pete. Pat Pete is just too slow at this point if you don't have him on theme team. 86 speed just really isn't getting it done. He's 6'1", has 90 man, 90 zone, which is solid, but again, the 86 speed is just too low at this point. For me, he's going to be a bad choice. Now, after that, we get Lawrence Taylor with 85 speed, 84 acceleration, 90 power moves, 85 finesse moves, 90 block shed, 87 impact blocking. And this is a card that I think could actually have a little bit of longevity as well. I think he is a really, really good pass rusher. I also don't want to say he's a potential choice though as well, because I think he's more along the lines of like a good card, but again, like the value of this promo, just he isn't like valuable from that sense, but he's still a great card. After that, we get Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw really offers you nothing at this point. 78 speed, and he doesn't get like a high route mouse or a set feet lead, but he does have a good release, traditional too, same release as Joe Burrow, CJ Stroud, just like a less mobile version of them. So I think there's really no point to choose him either. He's going to be a bad choice for me. Now after that, we do get Creed Humphrey right here, country strong, and I think the big thing on him is getting that AKA motivator chem that can boost pass block power, throw power, and strength. He's also just overall a really, really good center. For me, once again, kind of similar to LT and Gronk. Think he's a good card, just think he's a bad choice. And right after that, we get back-to-back AKA alignment, but we do get Charles Cross, AKA Sweet Feet right here, and again gives you a pretty nice motivator chem with +1 agility and also pass block finesse, and overall has really good stats for a left tackle. For me, Charles Cross, I think he's actually the first person to be a potential choice. Now I know he doesn't have necessarily the best value, but I think him getting that AKA motivator chem, he's going to be good for a while, even if he is one of your backups, which can be said the same thing for Creed Humphrey, right? He can be a backup, but he can still be effective on your team, again, because of that AKA motivator boost. And right after that, we got Marlon Humphrey, fruit punch right here with 88 speed, 86 acceleration. The agility is a little bit low. He's 6 foot, has 90 man, hits the 85 tier for zone coverage, so hits the threshold on all Madden. And this is a card that I think is more along the lines of like country strong, LT, Gronk. He's a pretty good card, but honestly, I might even choose like Gronk, LT, Creed Humphrey over him. Just think he's a little bit dated now at the cornerback position. Right after that, we got Vernon Davis, aka the Duke, with 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 90 short running, 88 medium, 90 deep, 6'3", 244. I still think he's a really good tight end in the game. Just again, he's kind of like a little bit dated. Can get tight end apprentice, which I do think is nice. He's like top end of this good card, but bad choice. Again, just don't really think he has the value of some of the cards we're about to cover. And for our final 89 right here, we got Christian McCaffrey, aka Run CMC, with 88 speed, 90 acceleration, has 81 catching, 82 short route running. Again, still one of the better receiving backs in the game. I just once again think he's a good card, but he's a bad choice given the cards we're about to cover. Now after that, we got Sauce Gardner, and Sauce Gardner I think is amazing. He's 6'3", 91 speed, 88 acceleration, 90 agility, 90 man, 90 zone, 90 press. Now this is the thing on Sauce. And also, you know what? I'm going to cover both of them right by each other. I'm going to go a little bit out of order right here with overalls and position. And I also want to talk about DRC, because I think if you're talking about a corner right here, it's between these two. Like if you want a corner, it's between these two. And DRC this time is 6'2", 92 speed, 91 acceleration, 91 agility, 90 man, 90 zone, 84 press. The thing on these two cards though, right? There should be an AP update, and I think if defense, say, goes to 10 AP, these two cards might not be that good. And before you jump to the comments, say I'm wrong, I don't know what I'm talking about, this is what I'm thinking, okay? Defense goes to 10 AP. That means you could potentially get 2 deep out zone KOs on your outside corners and then 2 deep end zone KOs on your top safeties for a really good pass coverage defense, right? And you could throw like inside stuff, some other stuff in there, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, these corners that have the man-to-man arc, I could see them not being valuable again when defensive AP goes up. We should be getting an AP update with the season. Now, that hasn't happened yet. I just wanted y'all to be aware of that. So when I talk about Sauce Gardner and also Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie right here, again, we're not talking about them right now. I'm saying for the future though, you might look back and if you choose one of these two cards, I don't want to say they'd be useless for you, but they just might not be as good because the meta could shift to where the zone arc is really, really important. But for right now, these are 2 of the best choices. Again, just wanted y'all to be aware of that. That's why I personally did not take these 2. Right after that, we get Jay Jettis, Justin Jefferson with 91 speed, hits 90s across the board for route running. He's 6'1" as well. And what I think is the most valuable on him and why I could see the argument that he's still a top 3 receiver in the game, I think getting route tech for 1 AP is extremely valuable, especially if you're using like a gunslinger, high route master, gift wrap stack for 6 AP. There's not a lot of better things to spend 1 AP on. So I totally get why you would think he's a top 3 receiver in the game. I'm going to say he's more of a potential choice. And it's really, you know what, since we did it for corner, I'm also going to do it for a receiver as well. We're going to take a look at OBJ and also Jimmy Smith right here. So the first one right here, OBJ. OBJ I do think is a little bit worse than Justin Jefferson with that 91 speed, 88 acceleration, but I believe he's 2 inches shorter, 5'11", hits all the route running thresholds on all Madden. But take a look at his like AKA gets double me for 2, rack him up for 1. You know, I think route tech is better, and obviously gets like the standard receiver abilities. Now, finally right here, we get Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith, I think from a pure stat standpoint, is better than Justin Jefferson with that 92 speed, 6'1" height. Again, it's all the route running thresholds on all Madden. He also gets that route tech as well. So I think he's just a little bit better than Justin Jefferson. Also gets third down threat, which this is the ability that Travis Kelce could get. They have better chances of winning contested catches against single coverage up to 25 yards of the line of scrimmage. Interesting. Pretty interesting on third down. I don't mind it. So for me, Jimmy Smith, I think is, if you're going to choose a receiver, I think out of the bunch, I choose Jimmy Smith. And OBJ is, in my opinion, his positional value just isn't there because I think Jay Jettis and Jimmy Smith are better. So he's a good card, but a bad choice for me. And right after that, we get Ed Reed with 91 speed, 90 acceleration, 91 agility. This is actually a pretty good choice right here because, again, he's that zone arc. You know, I was talking about man-to-man. I think he's someone that will fit in the meta no matter what. 88 man coverage as well, 93 zone. Also has 87 playback. All the way across the board, really top-end stats now. When we look at his AK X Factor, can get shut down, can get universal for 2. I don't really like these defensive abilities that turn off. But again, he's someone that can get like the deep end zone KO. So I think he could be a really solid safety for you no matter what. And for me, I don't think he's one of the best choices though. I don't love the smaller DBs. For me, he's a potential choice, but I don't quite think he's like your best choice. Right after that, we get Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football with that 89 speed, 88 acceleration. At the same release as Terry Bradshaw. More mobile Terry Bradshaw, gets the same ability stack. You'd run Gunslinger and Gift Wrapped on him. 90 throw power, hits all the accuracy thresholds. Escape Artist really wasn't that great, but Running Gun is a ton of fun. Once again, a good card, but a bad choice. The reason why I say that is he's not one of the best quarterbacks in the game. I just think for this like B&D, you would want someone that is going to be on your team for a while. Quarterback is also a position where you're just constantly upgrading, cycling in, cycling out. So I just don't really think he's worth it. And right after that, we get Cornelius Bennett, 88 speed, 84 acceleration, 78 finesse moves is a little bit lower, but has great power moves, great block shed, great impact blocking. If we take a look at his traits right here, has all 3 pass rush traits on yes. So going to use that finesse and that power moves. Now, when we look at his AKA, right, can get run stuffer for 1, relentless for 0 actually, which is actually kind of valuable. When they enter the zone, their rush moves are free. Getting that for 0 is kind of crazy. And when we take a look at his like abilities and everything, pretty standard stuff from the defensive line. Can't get like a lurk artist or anything, but I don't think he's really that bad of a choice. He's a very solid pass rusher. I'm gonna lean more like bottom end of the potential choice, but like I definitely see the value with him. Right after that, we got Mike Allstott, 90 overall fullback, also 6'1", 248, 85 speed, 93 acceleration. He has a huge player model, and you know he's gonna run through some people. So we take a look at his ability as well. Freight train for 2, Vanguard for 1 is kind of crazy in certain schemes. So I just think he's one of the best fullbacks in the game. I don't think he has crazy value, but for me, he's going to be like bottom into this potential choice once again with Cornelius Bennett. I would rather choose these 3 cards over them though. Now right after that, we get Gilbert Brown. Gilbert Brown, I'm going to be honest, Gilbert Brown was my choice. I already had Gilbert Brown. So for me, it was just as simple as, okay, I have Gilbert Brown. I'm going to get this for B&D, and then I'm just going to sell off his other card. That's why it worked for me. I also think this card is one of the best cards in the game on defense, period. 78 speed, 92 acceleration, has great power moves, block shed and impact blocking over 90 as well. Now he does have the swim move trait on yes, and he uses this 81 finesse moves, but he's just been otherworldly for me. And when we take a look at his abilities, can get run stuffer for 1, unstoppable force for 2, and also can get things like in inside stuff, right? So I think he is one of the best defensive tackles in the game still. For me, he is going top end of one of these best choices. I love this card. And right after that, we got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson right here. Seti Deuce with 91 speed, 88 acceleration. He's 5'11", so again, a little bit shorter. 88 man, 93 zone. And we take a look at his like AKA X-Factor and everything. Can get deep route KO for 1. Not bad, honestly. Also shut down for 1 as well. And we look at his regular abilities, can get deep end zone KO. So I think he's pretty similar to like an Ed Reed. I'd rather choose Ed Reed than him. I'd put him like right around here. And final AKA card we got right here is Kenneth Walker, AKA K9. 92 speed, 91 acceleration. He's 5'9", 209. Has good catching, pretty good short route running as well. Evasive for 1 AP, pretty good. Freight train for 2, and regular abilities can get things like RB app, jukebox. So I really like this Kenneth Walker card. I think right now as I'm recording this, one of the best running backs in the game for sure. But for me, I think he's more along the lines of like right around here, because kind of what I was saying about quarterback, running back is a position where you're just constantly upgrading. There's always a new best running back. He could hold it down for a little while. I think this is a good card. Maybe could see him higher, but I just think running back is something I don't really want to use a B&D choice on. But yeah, my final thoughts, honestly, if you've done the set, I would just hold out. I would hold out till there's an even better card. Maybe next week, the week after could have some fire drops. Again, I'm just really worried about the man-to-man arc CBs with this AP update that's coming. Maybe they're not going to be as good anymore. So that's my main concern. But yeah, y'all, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know if you did open this pack, who did you pick for your B&D? If you guys did enjoy this video, you enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you guys want to watch me use some of these cards live, either hit that noti bell on YouTube to be notified when I'm live on here, or check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check this one out right here, because I ranked the best value card at each position in Madden 24.